Hello everyone, welcome back to another Realm of the Mad God video. My name is TS Page and today we are going to be going over the Akuma Slayer Samurai set. So this is by far one of my most fun overall sets that I've been using consistently. Overall it's really balanced as far as an ST set goes, but with that being said it is also very good as a set for any general class. So, as you can see in the background right now, I'm shooting the weapon and using the ability, testing it out just to show off all the visuals and how cool the set looks itself, which I have to say aesthetically, this is probably one of my top 3 favorite sets in the game. Enough of that dilly-dally though, let's get straight into the stats of the actual set. As you can see right now, I have my good old mouse hovered over the Kazakiri. While the 100 to 120 damage is lower than the average katana, you have to realize that is because there is 2 shots every time you fire this katana. With that said, it does have the small drawback of a rate of fire of 80%, but overall it is one of the premier DPS katanas in the game. The next part of the set, of course, is the reused blade, or the wakizashi for the samurai set, and the cool thing about this one is that it's probably the easiest to land out of all the wakis in the game. So as you can see on screen, the shot pattern that you see right now is one of the most generous and is almost guaranteed to expose anything relatively nearby to you. When looking at the stats itself, it's a solid 125 to 250 damage per shot, consisting of 8 shots, exposing for 3.5 seconds each, as well as a very nice kicker with +2 attack on equip. The Kamishimo is one of the most interesting parts of the set, as I find it to be a slightly worse breastplate, but it gives you DPS in exchange for that. You get +14 defense, just like the breastplate, +60 HP, which is serviceably less, but in exchange for that less HP, you get dexterity as well to boot. All of these items so far have been really good standalone items without really needing the set bonus to be very viable items, but this is where that all changes. The Akuma's tier, the final piece in the set, is a very weak ring similar to a lot of the ST rings in this game. It gives a measly 30 HP, a +40 MP boost, and +3 dexterity. The thing that makes this worthwhile is if you have the full set, it is essentially a +130 HP ring, +40 MP, +3 dexterity, which is actually a very solid ring. This segues me right into my next point, the stat bonuses for the full set. At 2 pieces, you're granted +4 speed. At 3 pieces, you're given +3 attack, as well as +10 defense, which is a very noticeable boost, as well as, with the full set, as I just mentioned, getting +100 HP. Now I'm going to discuss some of the set's strengths and weaknesses as I play some gameplay in the background. Now before I get into this gameplay, I would like to ask you guys a quick question for the comment section below. I'm planning on making an ST set tier list and would be interested if you guys would be more interested in seeing my personal favorites ranked on a tier list, or which ones I think are just legitimately the best as a set, most viable. Just let me know in the comments below which one you'd rather see, and I'll get to work on that as soon as this video gets some comments. So the Akuma Slayer set is a fantastic set overall, as mentioned in looking at the stats beforehand. You get a great deal of survivability. I think it's about 910 base HP with no pally buffs, and almost 300 mana to go along with that. The ability is only 85 MP, so it's a very well-rounded set, giving you plenty of survivability, DPS, and mana usage. This makes it a fantastic god farming class, a fantastic Lost Halls class, as well as a fantastic class for just general dungeon running because of the ability to clear all of the enemies in the dungeons with fantastic speed, exposing a whole row of enemies and then just cleaning them up with one of the highest DPS katanas in the game. A small drawback to the 2 shots of the katana that we discussed earlier is that usually with something that has 2, 3, 4 shots, it's going to be really hard to hit all of your shots. But the converging narrow spread of this weapon actually makes it to where even if you're aiming at a target 2, 3, 4 tiles away, you're going to be hitting both shots most of the time because of how tightly knit the spread of the pattern is, making it a very viable option to clear multiple enemies at once, as well as a viable option to get just focus DPS in on a boss. Another great thing about the set is that it by default gives you a +5 speed bonus, which while not massive, +5 speed can save your life, especially if you're slowed or if you're just, trying to dodge certain things and you need to move around. +5 speed is always nice to have, and considering you're a heavy armor class, dodging is very nice because you're going to be at CQC or close quarters combat for the majority of the time. Also, as you can see on screen, getting quats, very easy with this class. It didn't happen here, but like, using those piercing shots to hit multiple nature sprites, very OP strategy. The only real downside to this class is the lower range of the katana. This is why I carry a ray katana as a swap out for very certain situations, because I will cut my DPS, and in exchange for cutting my DPS, I will be able to reach almost 2 full tiles longer by using that ray katana, which is very helpful. Especially with the new addition of Bard, I basically have the bow's range in an item that is, well, essentially a melee weapon. So having that as a swap out is extremely nice. But to be honest, with the Bard now out, the Kazakiri is actually a very viable ranged weapon too, but Ray Katana is just really, really good for that extra reach and is going to keep you safer in exchange for that 100 HP you're going to drop by losing the set bonus. Overall, the set as a whole, I said this earlier, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It's very fun to play on. I feel there doesn't really need to be swap outs, and all of the items except for the ring are really good standalone items, but when you add those set bonuses on top of it, it becomes a fantastic set. I love just casually playing on it, it's really good for, just general dungeons. If you want to rush a D-Dox, running, shooting behind you, you clear a ton of enemies with the Kazakiri because of the high damage output, and all of those minions that can actually do a lot of damage in the D-Dox are just instantly killed. And similar to basically every other dungeon, rushing abysses is very easy on this class because of the speed at which you'll clear those minions chasing you, and you're relatively tanky, so it's like, just in general, it's an extremely, extremely nice class overall, and I really hope you enjoyed this set review over it. The next set review I'm going to be doing is over the Hollyhock Huntress, or the Hollyhoctrical whatever Huntress set, which has the Burgundia bow, Hollyhock armor, the life-bringing Lotus, which is just a really fun set as well, so be looking forward to that in the near future. So, with that being said, I have another video that I'm really working towards that'll be really, really cool. It's going to be a welcome back, here's what you missed style video for a lot of people who took a long break from the game and just recently came back. So if you'd like to leave a comment with something that you personally, see as a big change or that caught you off guard, for example, a lot of people still don't know that cloths are purchasable for fame, something like that caught you off guard, was new. If you have stuff like that you realized after taking a break from the game, came back, that would be much appreciated in the comments or my Discord PMs, and I may include you in the video if you get something that I decide to use. With that being said, I have a few other projects that are coming out in the near future, but I'm not going to discuss those right now and leave them as a surprise. If you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate a like and a sub. It means a lot. Every single one of you guys who has subbed means a lot to me. We just hit 2.3k subs, and that is absolutely mind-blowing to me, just because I think about that's like half of my high school, and I am in a big high school, so every one of you, it's so awesome to have a fan base that is actually growing, and you guys really do mean a lot. So with that said, thank you so much for watching, have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Would you look at that? We got a new mascot.